Ever get yourself wondering, like, what actually powers this whole AI revolution we keep hearing about? Well, today we're diving into that, the often ignored energy consumption of artificial intelligence. Let me tell you, it gets pretty eye-opening when we start digging into it.
Yeah.
So we're checking out excerpts today from Vienen por el CAREM.
Mm-hmm.
It's a book by Argentinian author Enrique Aurelli, and it really gets you thinking about, this clash between all this amazing technological progress, but also the very real impact on our planet.
Yeah,
How about you? When you hear AI, what comes to mind? Like, do you picture these sleek machines just, effortlessly making life easier?
definitely.
Well, get ready for a bit of a reality check because
Yeah, Aureli, he makes this point that AI, as much potential as it has, it comes with this huge energy bill, right? And people just don't talk about it enough. And he's looking at this whole thing from a kind of a Latin American perspective, which I think is really interesting. It adds a whole other layer to it.
that's what I thought was so fascinating too.
Yeah.
He's not just pointing out the obvious that AI uses energy, right?
Yeah.
It's more like he's waving these red flags about the sheer scale of it.
Yeah.
But before we even go there, it helps to understand why AI is such an energy hog in the first place.
Yeah.
So can you help us break it down? Like, how does all this data crunching actually work?
So picture this. Massive data centers, right? Packed with these super powerful processors, and they're running constantly, 24/7. That's basically what we mean when we say AI, but these aren't just your everyday computers. These things are constantly learning, adapting, and that takes processing power that most of us can't even imagine.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of like think of it like training for a marathon, except instead of your muscles, getting stronger, it's algorithms learning from these mountains of data, and that training process, that's what really demands all the energy.
So it's not even just the AI itself, it's the learning, the process of it learning that really ramps things up.
Exactly. And Aureli, he uses this really stark comparison to drive the point home. He says that training just one AI model can have the same carbon footprint as 5 cars running their entire lifespan.
5 cars?
5 cars.
Wow. 5 cars. That's wild. And all that energy, it's got to come from somewhere, right?
Right.
Early, he talks about how location is a huge factor in all this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Data centers, these energy hungry beasts that are powering all this AI, they don't just go anywhere. They need specific locations. Think of like colder climates, places with really reliable energy sources, like Iceland, Norway. I think even the Pacific Northwest is becoming a hub.
Wow, so we're talking like geography shaping the future of tech.
Exactly.
And this is where it gets even more interesting, right? Because Aureli's coming at this from Argentina, and he actually sees this as a potential opportunity for Latin America to become a major player in the AI landscape.
Yeah, definitely. He points out that Argentina, they've got a lot going for them, actually. The climate's right. They've got a decent amount of fiber optic cable infrastructure already in place, and then there's their energy mix.
Right.
It's pretty diverse.
So you've got a country that, we don't traditionally think of as a tech giant. And suddenly they've got the potential to be a powerhouse in this whole age of AI.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. You've got countries like Chile, Brazil. They're already making huge strides in renewable energy, especially solar. Borelli even suggests that these countries, they could become really key players in powering AI sustainably.
Okay, so now we've got this interesting tension, right? On one hand, you've got this potential for Latin America to kind of step in, become a hub for AI, maybe even power it sustainably. But on the other hand, you've got this massive energy demand that comes along with it. It's like a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a balancing act.
And this is where I think Aureli's argument, it gets even more compelling.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't just focus on the challenges. He also talks about how AI can actually be part of the solution.
Right.
So AI can actually help us optimize energy consumption. How does that work?
Well, imagine AI being used to analyze entire energy grids, but in real time, right? Identifying inefficiencies and then seamlessly integrating renewables, like solar and wind.
Oh, okay. So it's like having this invisible conductor making sure this whole orchestra of energy sources is playing together.
Exactly. And it's not just about energy grids. AI can also completely revolutionize how we do agriculture.
Right.
Make it way more efficient, less wasteful.
Less wasteful, yeah.
Imagine AI analyzing soil conditions, weather patterns, even looking at individual plant health. And it uses all that data to maximize yields and minimize water and pesticide use.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. But I guess the question is, even with AI helping us use resources more efficiently, is there still a risk that like the demand for it could outpace our progress in renewable energy?
Yeah.
It really makes you think, huh? It's like it's not just about data centers and algorithms anymore, is it?
Right.
It's about the choices we're making like as a society,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And Aureli, he reminds us that this isn't just like some abstract concept either. This stuff, it affects all of us. Like in our everyday lives, the technology we use, your phone, social media, it all relies on AI.
Right.
And all that, it comes with an energy price tag. It's easy to forget.
It is. It's like we're so used to thinking about, switching to energy-saving light bulbs, but now it's almost like we need to be thinking about the energy footprint of our online activities too.
Exactly, yeah.
Uh,
And as AI gets more, sophisticated, more integrated into our lives, that footprint, it's only going to get bigger. Aureli argues that this is going to have an impact on everything. The cost of electricity, even like global climate agreements, it's all connected.
So where do we even go from here? It feels like we're at this kind of crossroads.
Yeah, it's tough. Aureli doesn't give us easy answers. But he does leave us with a really important message. He wants us to be informed, to be engaged. We need to be demanding transparency from the tech industry, sustainable practices. That's got to be a priority.
It's a call to action for
Yeah.
all of us, right? We can't just sit back and be amazed by the latest AI development and not think about the other side of it.
Exactly.
We've got to ask those tough questions.
We do.
So next time you hear about some incredible new AI application, don't just ask what can it do? Ask where's its energy coming from and how can we make sure this is being developed sustainably?
Mm. Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. But I hope this conversation has you thinking differently about AI, about what powers it, and what's at stake. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking those important questions, and keep diving deep.